of Nish's story, and he will make a dramatic return to the show next week after several months away. In scenes that will air on Monday, May 27, Suki and Eve are shocked when Nish turns up unannounced on the number 41 doorstep. He says that the reason for his return is practical, as the solicitor has sent both copies.
Next week on EastEnders, Nish Panesar shocks his family with news of terminal cancer, stirring conflict and desperation. Peter Beale defends Lauren Branning, hinting at romance. Cindy Beale incites tension, leading to Anna Knight being mugged. Harvey Monroe befriends Maya, a fellow football fan, while Freddie Slater's matchmaking fails. 5 EastEnders teases for next week. When Nish Panesar reappears, she drops a huge bombshell. Harvey meets a new buddy, Peter issues an ultimatum, and Anna gets mugged. When Nish Panesar returns to Walford the next week, he tells his family that he has terminal cancer, shocking them all. In another scene, Peter Beale defends his former partner Lauren Branning, but there's a romantic vibe. Everywhere Cindy Beale goes, she incites conflict, and a mugger is after her daughter Anna Knight, Molly Rainford. Freddie Slater's attempts are unsuccessful, and Harvey Monroe makes a surprise buddy. Next week's 5 EastEnders spoilers. 1. Nish Panesar admits to being dying. When villainous Nish shows up to Suki Panesar and Eve Onwin's home, claiming that the solicitor gave him both copies of the final divorce documents, they are startled. Although the Panesars consent to alter the locks to prevent Nish from entering the house, he tricks his granddaughter Avani Nandrahart into opening the door for him. When Nish informs Suki, Eve, Vinny Panesar, and Ravi Gulati that he is dying, they all become silent. Nish claims he is being truthful, but the clan accuses him of lying and kicks him out. When Nish tries to persuade Priya Nandrahart, Ravi steps in and tells him to back off. Later, Nish tracks down Devinder Nugget Gulati, his grandson, and implores him to listen to him. When Ravi notices them, he violently shoves Nish, causing her to trip and be taken to the hospital. As the week goes on, Eve's birthday approaches, but Nish takes center stage in the discourse when Suki puts it to a vote on whether or not to allow Nish back into the family. Everyone is shocked by Nish's level of desperation as he makes his case. While supporting Suki at the moment, Ravi is conflicted, especially after Avani and Nugget defend Nish. However, the Panesars are rocked by Nish's decision, and there will be more shocks ahead. When Nugget says he wouldn't let his dad die alone, no matter how horrible Ravi had been, Ravi finds it difficult to remain steadfast. What will Nish learn during his hospital consultation with his consultant? Is Nish a reliable source? 2. Peter Beale and Lauren Branning's reunion. Peter makes an effort to stand with Lauren, who takes the brunt of Cindy's insulting remarks. Lauren agrees to spend the evening with Peter since she appreciates his unwavering support. When Cindy sees Lauren at the Beales, she is not impressed and offends Peter by acting abrasive and nasty with her. Then, if his mother can't treat his child's mother with civility, Peter threatens to move out. Later, Lauren expresses gratitude to Peter for supporting her during a trying week, but does this mean that the two will reconcile? 3. Cindy Beale enrages Elaine Peacock while mugging Anna Knight. Despite her problems with their father George Knight, Elaine Peacock sets up a girls' night out with Anna and Gina Knight, telling them they always have a home at the Vic with her. When Elaine calls George to ask him out, George gets excited, but all she really wants is for him to watch the bar while she's away. While George struggles to handle the hectic rush alone at the Vic, Gina and Anna attempt to convince Elaine to give him another shot at Peggy's. Cindy goes to the bar instead of the club when Anna and Gina become irritated with her when she enters for a drink. When Cindy notices George laboring on his own, she offers to help, and the two quickly resume their previous Marbella pattern. Elaine calls Ian Beale to the bar and informs him about Cindy and George's kiss because she is appalled to return and discover Cindy lording it up behind the bar. What response will Ian have? Cindy and the girls are to meet Junior Knight, Micah Balfour, at Peggy's in an attempt to patch things up. Gina and Anna find it difficult to forgive Cindy for upsetting George and Elaine. Subsequently, while waiting in line at McClunky's with Gina, Anna becomes frightened when a bandit takes her bag. Will she be all right? 4. Harvey Monroe makes Maya, a female football fan, his friend. Harvey is lonely, so Gene Slater attempts to get him to make some new acquaintances. However, this has an unexpected result when Harvey accidentally runs across Maya. Harvey accepts to pay her taxi fee, and since they are both passionate Tottenham Hotspur supporters, the two click. Martin Fowler offers to take Harvey out for a pint later in the week, but he leaves to take care of Zach Hudson, who is having problems. When Maya shows up, everything seems to be improving, and she brings Harvey an old football program. After having a pleasant conversation about the game, Harvey introduces Maya to Gene, who kindly lets them continue. Gene goes with an uneasy cat slate. Is Maya dependable? 5. Freddie Slater's attempt at matching fails. With a coupon for a couple spa day, Freddie tries to get Kat and Alfie Moon together, but Kat invites Nan Big Mo Harris instead. Is it now appropriate for them to get back together, even though it's obvious that Alfie and Kat still love each other, or should Freddie give up before they realize his plan? Spoilers for week of May 27th to 30th on EastEnders. The horrific bombshell of Nish Panesar's unwanted return to Walford and Ian Beale's discovery of Cindy Beale's infidelity secret make for another emotional week on EastEnders. Let's examine the events scheduled for the week of May 27th in Walford. Monday, May 27th, Nish makes a shocking revelation. Nish Panesar cunningly slinks back inside the Panesar residence. When Nish Panesar arrives to number 41 and informs Suki Panesar and Eve Onwin that the solicitor has sent him both copies of their final order divorce paperwork, they get uneasy. The Panesars consent to alter the locks to prevent Nish from entering, but he tricks teenager Avani Nandrahart into opening the door for him. When Nish begins speaking, Suki, Ravi Gulati, Eve, and Vinny Panesar become enraged, but they are brought to a halt when Nish breaks the news that he is terminally ill. Her former partner Peter Beale tries to encourage Lauren Branning as she becomes the focus of hate speech from Cindy Beale. With the assurance that Anna and Gina Knight, her stepdaughters, will always have a place in the Vic with her, Elaine Peacock plans a girls' night out. When Elaine invites her ex-fiancé George Knight over, he feels optimistic, but all she wants is for him to man the bar while she's away. In another scene, Freddie Slater uses a coupon for a couple's spa day to try to pair Kat Slater and Alfie Moon. But when Kat extends an invitation to Big Mo instead, his attempts at being a cupid are dashed. In the meantime, Harvey Monroe is lonely, so Gene Slater attempts to get him to make some new acquaintances. Tuesday, May 28th, Nish is taken to the hospital by ambulance. Nish gets expelled from the Panesars after they accuse him of lying, but he is adamant about telling the truth. When Nish tries to persuade Priya Nandrahart that he is being sincere, his son Ravi steps in and tells him to back off. Nish talks to Nugget Gulati, his grandson, at McClunky's and urges him to listen to him in an attempt to convince them of his honesty. Upon spotting them, an enraged Ravi shoves Nish, causing her to trip and be taken to the hospital. While George finds it difficult to manage the packed boozer on his own, Gina and Anna attempt to persuade Elaine to give their dad another shot at Peggy's.
Cindy heads to the pub after entering the club for a drink, much to the annoyance of the girls. When Cindy notices that George is having trouble running the business by himself, she offers to help, and before long, they are returning to their previous Marbella routine. When Elaine comes back, she is furious to see Cindy sultry behind her bar. Lauren agrees to spend the evening with Peter since she appreciates his support. Wednesday, May 29th, Ian finds out a terrible secret. Elaine phones Ian Beale at the Vic and informs him that George and Cindy had shared a kiss. Cindy acts harshly and rudely toward Lauren, upsetting Peter in the Beale home. Cindy is not impressed to see Lauren there. If she can't get along with his child's mother, he threatens to move out. Even though it's Eve's birthday, Nish dominates the conversation, and there's not even a hint of celebration. Suki requests a vote from the Panesar family over whether or not to allow him to return. Nish makes his case, and his profound dejection disturbs the household. Even though Ravi is determined to reject Nish at that very moment, he is torn and confused even more when his kids, Nugget and Ivani, come to Nish's support. However, there's still more to come. By accident, Harvey runs into Maya and offers to pay her taxi fare. Because they are both ardent Tottenham Hotspur supporters, the two got along like a house on fire. Thursday, May 30th. Harvey's romance. Harvey asks Martin Fowler to go out for a drink, but Martin abruptly cancels to take care of Zach. Harvey does, however, brighten when Maya shows up bearing a surprise. Harvey receives an old football program from her, and they merrily discuss the beautiful game. Harvey brings Maya to Jean, who greets her with grace, but then leaves them to talk to a suspicious-looking cat Slater. A shock spreads through the Panesar family following Nish's decision. In the meantime, Ravi finds it difficult to maintain his composure when Nugget declares that regardless of Ravi's transgressions, he would never let his father die alone. Nish needs to see his consultant at the hospital. Junior arranges for his half-sisters to meet him at Peggy's in an attempt to heal fences between Cindy and them. His attempts, however, are unfruitless since Anna and Gina find it difficult to forgive their mother for destroying George and Elaine Peacock's union. A thug takes Anna's bag in the McClunky's line, and she is horrified. Lauren also expresses gratitude to Peter for helping her through a trying week. Please subscribe our channel.